sharing your HIV status, which you probably already knew because you probably read the title of this video. But anywho, let's begin. I know it's scary to share your status. I know it is so scary. Believe me, I have gone through it and so many others have gone through it. But it is a topic that needs to be discussed, and that's why we're discussing it. I hope this helps. So, if you're recently diagnosed with HIV, or if you've been diagnosed for a while and still haven't thought about um, telling people your status, that is completely understandable. This is a video pretty much on my point of view, and hopefully with some tips on to give you help and motivate, not motivation, because it's ultimately up to you. You can do what you want. You don't have to share your status. But it is important, especially if you're going to be sexually active and start dating. So let us begin. First, you will probably be sharing your status with your doctor, which is important because you want to get right, start medication, things like that, start getting healthy, eating healthy, all that good stuff. And if you have a best friend, think about telling your best friend. Best friends are a good support. I told my best friend and she was a great support. It really helped. But if you don't have a best friend, which also happens, no worries. It happens if you're a solo person. That is okay. We come into this world alone and we'll probably leave alone. But anywho, maybe think about joining a support team if you have no best friend. They have support groups for STIs and HIV and how to manage it and things like that, and counseling. I did, and it was worth it. I'm still a little crazy from all the drugs I tried in the past, but that's a different story. I'm living my dream, and you can too. It just takes getting tested, knowing your status, and then finding a support system after. Here we go on to our next tip. Now, I would say tell your family members. For me, I told my sister first. She was the first one I told. I don't really talk to my twin brother as of right now, but hopefully with time I will. But then that is a different story as well. But anywho, I didn't tell my mom for a while, and I had mixed feelings about it. I didn't want her to feel like she failed. I didn't want her to feel like it was her fault. And I didn't want her going around telling the family, which I guess doesn't matter anyway because I'm telling the whole world and sharing my story, as you know, with Pa's lifestyle. But she did find out, and eventually I did tell her, especially when Pa's lifestyle started taking off, because I felt like I should tell her. But she already knew, which somehow I already figured because I had a dream. It's kind of weird to explain, but I knew she knew, and she did know, and she took it well, thankfully. I took it well. It just like came out of nowhere in front of my partner, but it was good. And excuse me, that gave me freedom to be myself with Pa's lifestyle. And after I started doing that, it's funny. After accepting myself, telling my mother, which was probably the most important person in my life, everything started to get off, which is incredible. I was open, my social media, I started sharing, as you know, you're watching this, and it was incredible. I don't know how to explain it. With that being said, some people don't have family, and if you do have family that you just can't trust, I am so sorry about that. Make your own family. That's the beautiful thing about life. You meet people that you can make your own family with. But if you do have family that you might be able to trust, give them some support. Let them try to support you. That's a better way to say it. Sorry, all tongue-tied. But it could help. My sister doesn't really like to talk about it sometimes, and honestly, there's no need to talk about it. They know I'm healthy, they know I'm safe, they see what I'm doing for a living, so they know everything's okay, and they know HIV is not what it used to be. It is not, especially with the medication. You can become undetectable and not be able to transmit it to your sexual partner. Had to put that in there. But on we go. Think about maybe participating in communities on social media. Twitter has a great HIV community. Instagram also does, and I think Facebook does. I'm slowly getting into Facebook because I was never a fan, but it has been very overwhelmingly welcoming. It's awesome. There's a lot of support group. People are working actively to spread the word, which is awesome, and they are a great help. It's weird to say because I hated social media. I hated social media, but it has really helped me grow my business and reach out to people and network and help people in a way that I couldn't as a CNA. CNA was a rewarding job, and I loved the experience. I learned a lot, but this is definitely spreading the word to the world, because it's so important that we all get tested for healthy living. Sexual health is a big part of that, especially in the world we live in. It's sad. Back then you didn't have to think about it, but now you do. So think about getting onto social media for a support team and sharing your status. Now, after all of that, I should probably say, and I'll probably put this at the beginning of the video, that be careful when you share your status. Not everybody is, how do you say, educated. Some people are ignorant to what is going on in the world about it, so they might discriminate and harshly. So just know who you're telling, be protected, be safe. Yeah, that's a big disclosure. I mean, you know your surroundings, you know the people. If they can't love you, then there's other people in the world who will. There's almost 8 billion in the people. 8 billion people in the world. Come on, you'll find people who love you back. But be safe. Hopefully you won't get attacked. But there are really some awful people out there, unfortunately. Which is why we're trying to educate everybody. So, as we go on. Now, sharing your status with a potential love interest can be difficult. For example, with my current partner, I told him probably after the second date where I knew that we were gonna start talking more and seriously, and then we did it correctly, waited 6 months to have sex, courting and everything. It was interesting. It was a different experience. It was awesome. And we're still together, thankfully. But with that being said, after I was diagnosed, many of you have one night stands. I had many. I did not always share my status. I used protection, but I did not always share it because I knew if I was undetectable, I was okay. And for me back then, it was like I'll probably never see them again, and they didn't ask, which is probably no excuse, but I was younger, ignorant, and still learning to deal with the fact that I had HIV. Am I proud of it? I don't know. Lesson learned. With that being said, if you plan on continuously dating the person, give them the opportunity and tell them. Because if not, waiting could be far worse. Educate them. Some people just aren't educated. They still might leave, and that's okay because there's other people that will stay. My partner is HIV negative and he stays, which is awesome. And I'm not an easy person to live with, but we make it work. And I'm undetectable, so I cannot pass it to him. So definitely, if you plan on dating them, be sure to tell him right away. If it's just one night stand, to each man their own, because I used to not tell him, and then I started telling them, especially with the more educated ones. But I guess that's up to you. Make sure you're undetectable and wrap it up. And try to advise them to get tested, even if you're never going to see them again. Tell them to get tested. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps. I'm going to edit it and put it together. I know sharing your HIV status or STI status can be hard, but it is so important that you do so we can stop the spread and educate people. Educate. So we can end the stigma, stop the fear, and spread the word, because HIV is not what it used to be. So many people are scared to get tested in case they are positive, and they shouldn't be, because people are living long, healthy lives. Doctor told me people with HIV are now living longer than people with diabetes if they take care of themselves. So come on, think about that. So try to share your status. Be safe about it. Be smart about it. Get that support system. You are not alone. There's almost over 300 million people infected with HIV and almost about 38,000 new cases every year. So you are not alone. Alrighty? Good luck. Take care. Stay safe. Go get on ARVs if you're not. And if you are, keep it up. Stay undetectable and spread the word when you're comfortable. Alrighty? Until next time, make sure you subscribe for more HIV content, more healthy living content, more positivity content, and of course my crazy life. And workout playlists and relaxation playlists, which is like a hobby of mine, but that's different. And you don't have to watch all of them, but just please subscribe. You don't have to watch all of them. Pick and choose. I know you'll find something because I have a wide range of stuff. Just please subscribe. Thank you. Take care of yourself and please be safe. Go get tested. Have lots of sex with use protection and get tested. I know it's scary to share your status. I know it is so scary. Believe me, I have gone through it and so many others have gone through it. But it is a topic that needs to be discussed and that's why we're discussing it. I hope this helps.